Okay, y'all. I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm using new streaming software today. I don't know if y'all can see me. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I'm trying to double check on my phone to see if anything is happening. But I can see a chat. Hey, Thorn. Can y'all see or hear me? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if y'all can hear me or see me. I'm seeing Isabel say hello to Thorn. Hey, Isabel. Hey, Serenity. But can y'all see and hear me? I'm Mac. We live. Lydia, can you hear me? Yes? Okay. I think it's a huge delay. It's like a full 1 minute delay. I'm using new software. I've been using StreamYard. Okay, good, good, good. I've been using StreamYard, but I really am not a huge fan of. It's very user friendly StreamYard, but it's too expensive for what it is, and I don't typically need all the bells and whistles of having to bring on guests. So I got StreamYard so that I could do my New Year's Eve live with Audra and Emily Hanhan, but that's over, girl. So I either am going to use nothing or this, which is a little bit cheaper. This one's called Ecamm. This is actually what Alicia uses. So I wanted to make sure that you guys could hear me and see me and whatnot. And yeah, so Auric. For those of you who don't know, Auric is Sam Ravindal's new makeup brand. It just launched, I want to say maybe a week ago. Like last Tuesday, I think, was the official launch date. No, Shanique, I mean, there's a delay in terms of, I think that worked. There's a delay in terms of when I hit live and when you guys are seeing what I said. So you guys are probably seeing everything about a minute behind when I actually said it. So it's like a live delay, which is typical with TV. Like if somebody says the fuck word on TV, they have a delay so that they can live censor. But I think this is just like the software having its own built-in delay. So anyway, Auric, I ordered it the morning of, like I was at my computer. I had a feeling that it was going to sell out. Sam Ravindal is a very beloved YouTuber. I mean, this is no tea, no shade because I really like Sam Ravindal, but she's a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, and that will get you very far even without talent. So when you do actually have talent, you're going to have some enthusiastic people. And Sam Ravindal, I really love her makeup style because it's very similar to mine. She's really into a lot of cream products. She loves a good cream highlighter or liquid highlighter. Girl, same. So when she announced that she was starting a line, I was already interested. She showed what the products were maybe 2 weeks ago, and there's been a lot of fanfare and buildup, and it finally launched. Again, I was expecting it to sell, so I was at my computer, and I ordered one of the skin illuminating products. In my opinion, I haven't tried it yet, but it's going to be very similar to this, which is my extremely raggedy, disgusting looking bottle of Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Love this. Rarely do my makeup without it, and often if I do my makeup without it, it's because I forgot. But I generally like to use this. Underpainting is basically the style that I do my makeup. Like I do my contouring and the highlighting first, and then I go over that with foundation. So I use this on the high points of my cheeks, and sometimes I'll do a little on the bridge of my nose, but not the tip because I don't like that. That ain't me. Some of y'all know. And then I just go over top. And sometimes I will also put this on top as just a more beefed up version of the same highlight rather than going in with something super, super intense because I like much more, less Instagrammy makeup, basically. So yeah, hey y'all. I've got a lot of things going on with this new software right now, and just trying to get my bearings. So forgive me with losing track of the chat here and there. Oh look, some loser already gave me a thumbs down. Thank you, hater. Thank you for the engagement. So anyway, my box arrived today. I ordered it the day it launched, so it took about a week, but it seems to have shipped from here in Cali. I'm in LA. According to the tracking, it shipped from Cerritos, so they might have different warehouses in different places because Sam Ravindal is Canadian. So I assumed that it was going to ship from Canada, but I guess not. It seems to me that she is working through like an influencer umbrella brand. I forgot what they're actually called. I didn't want to accidentally dox myself, so I actually took the label off my box already. But it's like Magic something or other. And they also, when I realized what was going on, I was just like, why am I getting all these emails from this Magic whatever when it should be from Auric? But they're basically her brand under this larger other brand's umbrella. And they also have products with Colleen Ballinger, who created Miranda Sings, you know, the character with all the lipstick. So it's, yeah, it's sort of like a, if Kendo is to Fenty as this Magic brand is to Sam Ravindal, that's kind of a way to think of it. So my box came today. I was just like, this feels kind of heavy because I got one of the skin illuminators and I got 2 of the 3 different eye duos, because she has eye duos. She has eye duos where you have a cream product and then like a glittery topper shade, and I only wanted one of them really, but Hoarder T jumped out and panicked. I was just like, but what if I want this later and then I can't get it? And then I got a second shade. However, when I got my box, I was just like, this feels heavy for 1 bottle of product and 2 little eyeshadows, and that's because my order is incorrect. What they sent me instead, and actually, like, here you can see Auric. That's the way it's spelled. It's also obviously in the title of the video. I don't know why I'm clarifying that. Golden Together. They sent me 2 of the Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer. My mom is texting me because she's got impeccable timing. They sent me 2 luminizers and 1 eyeshadow. Luckily, the shade they sent me of the shadow is the one that I actually wanted and not the one that I impulse bought. And luckily, of the 2 shades of the luminizer, 1 is the one that I actually asked for. So now I have to contact customer service because I haven't checked, but I imagine everything is sold out. So I don't think they're going to be able to send me the other shadow that I actually ordered. But yeah, it's not ideal. You know, it's not ideal. But we'll see. The shade I asked for is called Citrine, and I did bring out my Hollywood Flawless filter so we can just compare the effect it gives to the skin. I don't think the shades are going to be terribly similar because Charlotte Tilbury has come out with more shades of the Hollywood Flawless filter since I got mine, and she has a new shade that I think is going to be better for me than this one is that I've been using since forever. This one pulls a little bit pink on me, and I am neutral golden. So it's not quite right, but as you can see, really nice boxes. Now, we are on my DSLR, so it's better than potato cam, but I also get very disoriented with right being left and left being right. It's not like being in a mirror because it's moving the opposite way of as it would do in a mirror. So it's a little disorienting, and also I can't have my autofocus on because I'll show you guys right now. If I leave the autofocus on with my camera, you're going to see the focus pull lines, and that will be very annoying and distracting. So I'm setting my focus for when I'm a bit closer so that I'll be the sharpest here when I'm actually putting products on. And obviously I just wanted my hair out of my face. I tend to keep my bonnet on when I'm home because that makes my braids last longer. So here we are. This is the shade Citrine. There it goes. I'm just gonna go for it, you guys. I understand this top is rather difficult to pull off. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Pump, I believe it's the usual 30 mils, if I remember, 35 mils, 1.18 fluid ounces. So you get 5 more mils than what is normal. I'm going to use this a few different ways because you can do different things with this. You can put it all over the face, you know, mix it in with your moisturizer or a serum and just kind of have like an all over glow. You can put it in on just the high points like I typically do with my Hollywood Flawless filter. You can mix it in with your foundation to give it a more of a glowy finish. You can layer it on top of your foundation as a liquid highlighter. So I'm probably going to maybe just apply some all over one side of my face and then just on the high point of the other and see if we can tell much difference once I actually go in with the foundation. But we'll go from there. I'm just going to swatch for us first because I haven't seen it either. Let's get this pump action going. Okay, it's thicker than I was expecting. Let's see here. Here's what. I'm going to quickly, apologies for the lines, y'all. Focus on her. Okay. God, I am so disoriented right now with this. So that's the color there. And then I'm just going to take what's left on my fingertip and blend it out right next to it. So that way you'll be able to see the color, but also see how it looks more blended out. All right, so I am so bad at YouTube right now, you guys. I suck. Can you kind of see the color? I don't know if you can see that sheen. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm learning, you guys. I'm learning. So that's actually a really nice glow once it's blended out. The color looks good too. I feel like that's going to be a better match for me, but it actually looks more similar to this than I thought it would, because it still does look like it has a bit of peachiness to it. The Hollywood Flawless, oh, gotta reset my focus, y'all. Let me wipe my fingers off before I touch my camera with fucking makeup on my hands. How about that? Y'all, just bear with me. This is gonna be a situation. All right. So this has a doe foot applicator. As you can see, it gets very disgusting and messy around the neck of the bottle. That's always been one of the downfalls, in my opinion. I'm gonna just do this. I don't really have much room. I didn't think this through, but I'm gonna do this right next to this. Okay. So this is shade 6 of the Hollywood Flawless. That's the shade only shade I've ever had. But she does have more shades now than she used to. So there's that. And I'm gonna blend it out. We have the Auric blended out. Right here, I'm gonna blend out some of this Flawless filter underneath it, more on my wrist. And hopefully we'll be able to learn things. I'm gonna add some more actually, because I didn't get as much with this doe foot applicator as I did from pumping it. Flawless filter is also a lot lighter in texture. It's a lot thinner in consistency. So, okay. Here we go. Pardon the, oop. Don't do that, girl. Pardon the focus lines. Hand, not face. Okay. So I can't really say there's a huge difference in the amount of glowiness. Unfortunately, it's nighttime, so it is artificial light. I think that they impart a similar level of glow from what I can tell. Like, it looks like a pretty smooth transition in terms of the amount of glow. And just to compare it to my hand with nothing, hopefully you guys can see something. I don't know. I'm having an extremely hard time. I'm gonna have to learn how to get used to this, because I don't usually do this kind of stuff. At least not live. All right. Isabel, you put it on, Ray Ray. This shit is expensive. Oh, hey, Emily Han. So I do think, there we go. She's learning. Oh God, here we go again. Focus on me. Okay. I think the shade range is actually pretty inclusive, but yeah, I mean, there's always going to be room for more inclusivity, I think, with any range. So anyway, in conclusion, that is the side by side. I feel that the shades actually look pretty similar, but I do think the Auric is less pink than the Hollywood Flawless Filter shade 6 is, which is good for me, because honestly, this is old. Like, I don't need to be buying makeup, but I do need to replace that because it is old. It's not empty, it's just old, and it was just like, girl, it's time to get a new shade. And then just when I was thinking I was going to do that, the Auric launch happened. I was just like, I'll just try that instead. So there is that. We also have only one shadow shade to show y'all, again, because they fucked up. They sent me the wrong thing. The shade, or they only sent me one of the two things I ordered. The shade I got, which is the one I only really wanted, or the one I wanted most, was Defiance, which is like the bronzy one. So it comes in a similar format to some shadows that Tom Ford does. I think Dose of Colors have a similar format, a couple other brands where, again, it's a cream shadow on the bottom, and it's got one of these little covers. Let me see if I can get this out. And there is the shade in the pot. I'm gonna do this with my other hand so I have real estate to show y'all this wash. Obviously I'll be putting it on my eyes as well, because that's where the money is. You know what? It's basically blending into my skin. So I'm gonna swatch it somewhere else. It's basically like my skin with like a different undertone. The texture, it's rather whipped and moussey. It's very reminiscent of Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. That's what it's giving me. So here's the swatch. Oh, that's pretty. There's the spot. Again, this is Defiance. And then on top of the cream, you have the glittery topper, which you can wear on its own or as a glittery topper. So I will do that now. Just take some on my fingertip. That's pretty shiny. It's got kind of one of those smooth but still textured kind of feels to it. It reminds me a bit of what does this feel like? It reminds me again of kind of the Dose of Colors formula that they have in some of their palettes, like the Friendcation palette had some shades that felt like this. So here it is. Where's that focus plane? Oh God. I'm the worst YouTuber in the history of YouTube. I earned that dislike that somebody already gave me. So very, very golden, like a yellowy, not really yellowy, kind of a champagne-y gold, much more neutral, which I prefer because I hate like super yellow, like C3PO golds, the ones that Pat McGrath loves to put in every palette. I despise. So I'm going to layer that now on top of the cream. And this is what sold it to me. Like when I saw the swatch of the two layered together, that's when I was just like, okay, I have that, but I'm buying it anyway. Ooh, yes. Yep. That's like my makeup uniform kind of look. Like just whack this all over my lid and maybe a little bit of a tight lining and water lining with black. What do I need? What else do I need beyond that? All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Thank you, Ash. I'm having a hard time. It's mainly the fact that I can't have autofocus on, so I keep trying to remember where my plane of focus is so you guys can see, because if I were on potato cam, this would be a mess. Okay. All right. So I think that is really nice. This is actually this kind of like celestial shade. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the celestial topper shades in Charlotte Tilbury's palettes. The, you know, she does prime enhance, well, not all you. Some of you will know in her quads, in her luxury eye quads with the 4 shades, it's prime, enhance, smoke, and pop. The pop shade, which is the one that you just pop on the lid for that otherworldly shine and sparkle. Yeah, that's what this feels like. Now, I am debating whether I should fuck with this because this isn't mine. I don't know if they're going to want it sent back, so I would swatch it for you guys, but I don't know if I'm going to have to send this back. I haven't even gotten in touch with customer service yet. The shade they accidentally sent me is called Pyrite. I'll show it to you in the bottle, but I'm not going to like mess with this at all because I don't know what I'm going to need to do with it. Actually, I'm even afraid to mess up the box, to be honest with you. So yeah, you can see this one pretty light. I mean, frosted glass also makes things look lighter, but compared, this is Pyrite and this is Citrine. Immediately you can see that I got the correct shade for myself, and this other one that they gave me, I don't know what's supposed to be done with that, but for now I'm just gonna keep my grubby little fingers off of it. Now, all right, so here we go. It's time to start putting on some makeup, shall we? Whoo, girl. Yeah, Isabel, I believe I remember that description for Pyrite, and I was looking at it because sometimes things that are designed for olive skins can actually look kind of decent on me. It just looked too light, and even looking at it in that frosted glass, I think my hunch was correct. So I'm gonna get going here. I'm gonna pump this on my hand, and let's put it on my face. My skin is clean. I've washed it within the past hour. And I I just have moisturizer on and brow gel. I did put on some brow gel, but I have on no makeup. Hello. Ooh. This is my style of makeup, y'all. That glossy, maybe she's just drinking enough water kind of, yeah. And there's my skin with nothing. Hello? Samantha, you might have did something here. All right, I'm gonna try it all over. This is my worst side because of sun damage. I got the traffic acne from living in LA for so long, where the right side of my face is significantly more sun damage from sitting in traffic. So I'm just gonna put this all over this side of my face as if it were a primer. Feels nice. It feels very rich on the skin, like it's very like nourishing. It does feel like skincare. You know, this is getting very disorienting looking in the viewfinder window, so I'm just gonna whip out a mirror. I knew I was gonna need it eventually. Oh my goodness. Now that I'm seeing it in a mirror properly, I think I already like it more than this, at least based on the shade and my complexion. What? Y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. If this like doesn't have any catastrophic effects later, Lord. All right, so this is it all over on my bad side, where you can see I have a lot more texture and sun damage. And then here it is, it's just a spotlight. All right, so now, because I do underpaint, I'm just gonna quickly go in with what I've been using the most lately. It's gonna be the same shit y'all saw me use in my video where I told y'all about my shopping problem. Where is my doggone, uh-oh. Dropping stuff. Lord. I have a beauty blender. I have some brushes here. What I'm trying to find is my spatula. So I'm using my Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is what I've been using a lot since I got it. This is how I use it. I put it on the back of my hand and then warm it up and then blend it out with my fingers and then touch up any edges with either a brush or a sponge. Usually a brush because this is a rather light coverage line, the Glossier stuff, so I find I like to use light coverage products but get the most out of them that I can, if that makes any sense. Although I will say the concealer's got decent coverage. It's the skin tint, which I'm about to use in a moment, that has significantly less coverage than most base products that you see out there. Although I do feel like it's on par with a MAC Face and Body, which is another favorite of mine. I just like lighter coverage for almost any situation except filming. Like if I'm doing my makeup to be on camera, that's one thing. But when you guys see me doing a get ready with me, it's usually for something else, like for some real life reason. And I much prefer lighter stuff. All right. So kind of getting product everywhere except on my face right now. Just gonna conceal my hyperpigmentation down here. I didn't prime with my usual primer on top or underneath of the Auric because I ain't going nowhere. We're just playing. But normally I would use my Tarte pore filler. See, I think that's quite a lot of coverage that I get out of the concealer. So then when I go in with this Perfecting Skin Tint, which I have in a shade that is, I probably got one shade too dark for me, but it's fine because the coverage is really sheer. what I find myself doing now is I'll mix it with whatever concealer, which is this spot, whatever concealer I still have left on my hand, and that kind of corrects the shade. But I still have some of this Auric on my hand too, so I'm gonna do the old mix it in with this foundation or skin tint, and we'll see what that does. So there it is. It's very runny, the skin tint, so it's hard to show. You can see I just kind of laid it on top of where I have the Auric, and now I'm mixing all of that. And that'll help lighten up that shade that was a little too dark for me. I tend to panic, and if I don't know what shade I am, I go for the one that looks like it might be too dark rather than risk getting one that's going to be too light. Just going to blend. Same brush as I used before, because that is the type of bitch I am. I am not about using 50-11 brushes for one makeup. Not me. Ain't nobody got time for that, to be washing all them brushes. I don't tend to put much product on my forehead, just enough to cut down on some of the darkness that I have right above my eyebrows, but I don't really care that much. So, okay, interesting. All right, so this is a very glowy product anyway, the skin tint, but I look sweaty. I look sweaty. I think I prefer the side, my bad side, where I have more texture and where it's just kind of put all over. Whereas here, it looks a little bit too much. I think if I'm going to do it just on the high points, I like it by itself. But the glowiness of the glossier, and it's still setting down, it's still drying, so it might look better in a moment. This is making me look like I just had a nice schwitz, like I just came out of the steam room. It's a fine line between glowy and sweaty, and I think on this side, we've crossed over. And then this is the side where I think it's looking a little bit more overall glowy and dewy and not like, is you okay? That is so interesting. You would think on the side where I put on more product, I would look sweatier, but that doesn't seem to be the way it's working out. Okay. I'm gonna give that a moment while I wipe. See, this is the thing. I detest using my fingers to do makeup, and I always use my fingers to do makeup because it just gives me the best blend. And it's like, so I'm just gonna have foundation stains all over my furniture and whatnot. While that settles down for a moment, I'm gonna prime my eyes and let that set, and then I'm gonna talk to y'all and try to catch up on this chat, henny. Trying to get up in this live chat gig. But how y'all's doing? It is only Monday, so I know a lot of us are maybe a little grumpy to be back to the grind. But my Monday was relatively chill. I didn't have a terribly high stress work day, which is nice because who wants to come back from the weekend right back into the fire, you know? And I'm using the same primer I always use. I only use the NARS eye primer. I don't fuck with anything else. Because I don't care. There's nothing exciting to me about trying a new eye primer. Like, who cares? But I'll just keep buying liquid highlighters until the cows come home. All right. Isabel would love to be sweaty. Well, let's see. It's been a minute or so. Actually, I'm kind of loving it now. Now that it's dried down a bit, I'm kind of feeling it. It's so interesting to me how much more impactful it is when I just put it in one area on this side, because to me it seems that this whole side looks glowier than this side, even though this is the side where I put all the product. Like, I put all the product in town on this side. Also, my skin is just better on this side, so that's also something to keep in mind. All right. What else? Thank you, Isabel. Yes, Feffy, we have bonded. Oop, I lost your chat. Feffy, we bonded over our shared love of that NARS eye primer. Just stop looking, you know? We were betrothed, and now we are wed. Because that's all I use, girl. Okay, so eyes are primed. Let's get into this fucking Auric, honey. I'm briefly just going to whack a bit of bronzer in my crease, even though this is a cream shadow. This is just like a precautionary thing. Whenever I'm feeling a little unsure, this is like my makeup security blanket. So I'm just gonna put some bronzer in my crease. Hold, please. And I use even though I have small eyes, I'm using quite a large brush. This is a Sonia G1. It's actually technically a face brush, I believe, Detail Pro, but I like a large, fluffy brush for this, even though I have small eyes, because it gives me a very blown out, barely there kind of effect, which is what I want. This is why I'm using bronzer and not eyeshadow. If I can get the hang of this kind of like live playing with makeup format with you guys, I would be willing to do more, but I'm pretty much hanging it up, I think, when it comes to doing actual makeup videos, because it is a waste of my time and energy. Like, people don't watch them. It makes me feel shitty. So I'm just like, no, we're not doing that. So bronzer in the crease. I think you guys can maybe see a little bit, it just gives me a little bit of shape. It's like a blueprint before I go in with my actual shadow. This is a cream product, remember, at least on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a synthetic brush. I always use synthetic brushes with cream shadows, unless I'm not fucking paying attention. I'm not sure if I wanna use my finger on the lid and then blend it out at the edges, because that's usually my MO. And I can feel one of my freaking Shirley Temple ass eyelashes is curling into my eyeball right now. Why are you doing this to me? Okay. Whew, nope, she's not done. Y'all, when you have super curly eyelashes, it is the most annoying thing in the world. All right, I'm gonna start with my finger, I think. I'm gonna just take some of this cream, start with very little, just pat it on. I haven't tight lined, as y'all saw. I'm just going straight in. I usually even underpaint with my eye makeup. Like, I'll do my tight lining and whatnot first, because I am a big stupid baby and my eyes will start watering. So it's better for me to do that before I've actually like finished my whole look and then cry it off. But this is just playtime, so I'm not really too worried about having a polished complete look. I might not tight line at all. So I've just laid down just kind of a light layer. I didn't use much at all, but I quite like how this complements my skin tone. I have some on my brush now, and I'm just gonna continue making my shape. Y'all, it is annoying. I think if they had sent me the wrong color, since I ordered two and they sent me one color, and if they had sent me the wrong one, this would be a very different video. So I guess it's just a good thing that the one they accidentally left out wasn't the one that I wanted the most, because I would be upset. And I still have to deal with customer service and figure out like how we're gonna resolve this, but this is the color I wanted. And it is, it reminds me of, not just in texture, but now that it's on my eyes and color, it reminds me of one of my Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. Which one is it? I'm not sure. I don't remember the name offhand. It's not Mona Lisa, because Mona Lisa has like a very like aubergine purple undertone. I don't think there's really another shade quite like Mona Lisa that I've ever seen. I love that shade. But I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush for my small eyes, just to get underneath this lash line. And I'm going to do this a couple different ways because I only have 2 eyeballs. But what I will do is I'll probably go ahead and throw on some mascara on this eye. I ain't got the skills to be doing lashes live on the internet while I'm learning new live streaming software and all that at the same time. So it's been a lot. But just so you can get a somewhat clear idea of what a proper look looks like, I'm just going to leave this here, and I think I'll maybe do some of the topper shade just on the inner corner as a highlight, just so we can do that. And then on this eye, maybe I'll try a more intense version where I do this kind of more to smoke out the outer part, and then I use a lot more of the topper shade all over the lid. How about that? Okay. Lord of mercy, why am I dropping everything? What a shit show this is, you guys. I'm just down here, like, trying to pick this thing up off the floor. Ugh. All right. So now, oops, wrong side. Now I'm going to take some of this, and I'm just going to take, let me clean my finger off for the 80th time today. Just going to take this on the very inner portion of my eye and that tear duct area. I don't think this looks as pretty on camera as it does to me right now. I really do. And also, let me follow up on this skin, actually. I really do like the side where I just highlighted like I would normally use with my Hollywood Flawless filter. Now that this Glossier, whatever the hell, she's like very, very dewy, but now that she's settled down, because remember, I haven't even powdered yet, but now that she's dried down, I love this. This looks great. Yes, ma'am. Yes, please. Okay. Some of y'all know I hate mascara, so it's whatever for me, but this is one of the few that I like because I feel like it actually does something. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Full Fat Lashes. Just gonna do a quick coat because I feel like I don't know if an eye look looks good if you don't at least have on some mascara, preferably a lash, for a YouTube video, not for real life. Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, I need your lashes to be done. So let me do this. I also have to set my concealer still. Let me do that before I forget, as I get mascara on my skin. Woo child. I'm gonna quickly set my concealer with the powder that I brought for that. Here we go. Word. We've already been on here 38 minutes. Lord have mercy. It's mostly been me swearing and dropping things. Okay. All right. So, that's a rather light layer of, I already forgot her name, Defiance. This Celestial shade, I forget, the topper shade, she is impactful. I mean, I just tapped her on with my finger, and I feel like I'm in one of those, like, Instagram posts for the indie brands where it's just like all the girls I hate, you know, the ones I described in my last video, where it's just like, oh, like, I just have amazing eyebrows, so I'm just going to wear some clear gel and this amazing highlighter and barely any coverage, and now you're going to want to buy this product that I'm shucking on Instagram. But yeah, that's when I done. Let me try to quickly see what's going on. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Lord. Okay. So, yes. Hey, Eeyore. That's why we're not talking about the non-Sonia G brushes that I was just using on my eyes. So, I mean, I'm going to use things that I have and that I paid for, but I'm also not going to actively promote certain people and things. Once I learn better, I do better. If only that were true for others. Now, okay, I'm going to go in straight away with the brush on this eye. And I think I'm going to lay down quite a bit more. She doesn't really like to stick to the brush, so this is actually really reminding me. Yeah, I kind of had to like really work her into the bristles. So get you a synthetic brush, and you're gonna have to kind of work her in the bristles, because that moussey texture, she might just keep pushing around in the little pot. Very consistent with my experience with the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. So going straight in, I think that's a good angle. Yeah, you guys can see. Okay. I wish I had better lighting, you guys. If I do more of these, I'm gonna have to get like a proper lighting situation for out here in my living room office. So, as some of you will know, I just started watching RuPaul's Drag Race like a month ago. So I'm completely like catching up on over a decade of this reality show that I just never had access to. Like, it was always kind of hard to view for me. But my friends shared their Hulu password with me because they were just like, oh, you should watch that Wu-Tang show. So that was why they gave it to me. Leave it to me to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm sitting here blending out my eyeshadow with you guys live on the interwebs. And in my head, I'm like, cover girl, put that bass in your walk, head to toe, let your whole body talk. That is the catchiest shit ever. But, yeah, it's definitely been doing a lot for me in terms of just making me smile. I sent my friends, like, as candid as a selfie can be, a candid selfie of me sitting at home watching Drag Race, because they saw on our now shared account that I was watching it, so they started watching it. Now we're all obsessed with like archaic, like antique episodes of Drag Race, and we've all been like bonding over it. But I sent them a candid selfie of me watching Drag Race, and I have like the goofiest, cheesiest smile, like, because I can feel myself doing it when I'm watching. I was just like, I gotta get a picture of this. So like I just sent it to them, and they were just straight up laughing at me. It was very heartwarming. All right, so this is it on a little bit heavier than I did on this eye, but it's still obviously the same color. I feel like it has a lot of nice dimension for a one shadow look, although I did cheat a little bit and put that bronzer in my crease. This is a bit of a sharp edge, and your girl don't do that. So I'm just going to blend that out with my other brush, the one by Sonia G, just to soften that. TT don't do no harsh edges, at least not on purpose. Okay. I do sometimes get an awkward little dip, though, under my eyebrow bone, because I don't highlight the brow bone. It's just like not a personal preference of mine. So yeah, I have to make sure that shape looks right. All right, so this eye, I'm gonna go in with a stronger application now of that chrome topper. Okay. Y'all ready? Got quite a bit on my finger here. Basically gonna go all over. And then stop right about at my crease, and then I'm gonna buff again, just to avoid any harsh line. And listen, can we talk? This looks wet. It looks wet. Sam Ravindal. Now we got to work on this packaging situation. I don't know what's going on at that warehouse, Henny. I'm getting my little brush and I'm going to go underneath as well. Just all over with this gold. I honestly haven't really been on the YouTubes much, so I don't know what people's reviews and things have been saying. I don't know if maybe they're just starting to come out, because I know I just got my order today. But I don't know if this is, I'm hoping that this isn't common, that people are getting like incorrect orders and whatnot a lot. And I feel especially bad because if I have this bottle of pyrite, does that mean someone who ordered pyrite didn't get it? I don't know. I feel, I don't know. Mistakes happen. It's not the end of the world. It just makes me feel bad because like I don't even want it, and like there might be somebody out there who's like so excited and they're like, where's my pyrite? So like that makes me feel a little funny. All right, I'm going to do the mascara. So here, just on the inner corner, lighter application of the cream on this eye, and then we went for the jugular on this side. Let's get that mascara on, honey. I can't do this. I'm a weirdo. I cannot do my left eye with my right hand. Like I have to be ambidextrous with my mascara. It's always been that way. I remember my mom, like whenever I was like in high school and first starting to wear makeup, which in that case meant mascara and clear lip gloss, and that was the only makeup I wore until I was in my 20s. And then I started watching YouTube. Anyway, my mom would always be like, you don't have to switch hands to do the other eye. And I'm just like, actually, I do. Actually, I do. I can't reach over. It don't work for me. We're not going, y'all know I'm a lash girl. I love me my drag lashes, but for the purposes of this video, we're just keeping it simps. And I'm gonna put some black in my waterline on the more dramatical eye, just so that we have a little bit more of that feeling of woman of the evening. This is gonna be hard to do, girl. I might have to duck out of frame real quick because I need both hands so I can just kind of access my waterline here. Enjoy my bonnet. Here we go. Just a little bit of that drama with the black and the waterline. Of course, my eyes are watering because, as I told y'all, I am a big stupid baby. I cannot with this. All right. Now, let's see what happens. Let's see how I like it when I layer some of this Auric highlighter or light cream, angel tears, whatever it's called. I'm gonna layer some on top of this cheekbone where I had it mixed in with my coverage all over, underneath just the high point on this side and all over as like a primer on this side. Now I'm gonna dab it just on the high point on this side, on top. So this side is going to have it on top on the high point versus this side, which will have it, which already has it underneath on the high point. Let's see what that do. Alrighty. Same old brush. It's hard for me to see because the lighting in here is significantly different from how it looks on the monitor. A little bit on that nose bridge because I don't contour my nose. I just have never really found it necessary. I just don't have a problem with my nose, you know what I mean? So I've just never bothered. Like, it's fine, it's a nose. All right, so this is what we're working with. I feel like it might be this lamp because Let's see. There's not really a way for me to do that. I have two different types of lamps on each side of my desk, and I think that the lamp on this side is just hitting this cheekbone a bit more effectively than the other one. The one that's on this side. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm trying to like tilt my face toward the stronger lamp so you can get a sense. Anyway, that is what we're working with Miss Auric. Okay. Little makeup playtime. Let me pop on just a light lip. I'm just going to do one of my usuals. I'm going to use my NARS Balm, which some of y'all will have seen me use many times before. And then I'm going to go in with just some clear gloss on top of that. I didn't add any contour today, so forgive the absence of cheekbones. I draw them on. But I didn't do it this time. This is Fenty clear lip gloss. Take the braids out of the bonnet. Try to get my hair looking like something. Usually like a side part, personally. I'm so disoriented. Just feel it, because if I look at the monitor, I'm going to get confused. That's better. Again, don't mind the fact that I don't have any fucking cheekbones, because I didn't draw them on. You guys. She did her thing. I think both sides look nice. I think it looks nice on top, but I particularly love this side, where rather than put it all over or put it on top, where I did what I normally do. I think that has more to do with my makeup style and what I usually do. I would just put this underneath and then go over top of my foundation 9 times out of 9, and that's what I did here. This is my favorite cheek. This my favorite. So, let's see what's going on in this chat. This is just an ad at this point. I wish, but as I said, I bought these, so calm your tits. Oh, okay, Mother Tucker, my bad. I thought you were accusing me of an undisclosed spawn. In that case, thank you. But yeah, y'all, I mean, if y'all know me, y'all know that's not how I roll. I bought this. I have my receipt, which shows the products that I actually bought, which are not the same as what I received. I ordered Defiance, which is this one, and then I also ordered Ego. That's the one they didn't send me. And then I got my Citrine Luminizer, but then they sent me somebody else's Pyrite, and I feel some type of way. I'll tell you what, though. If they don't want me to send it back, I'll give it away. Is that cool with y'all? Because I know some people might find it useful for me to do swatches and stuff, but I'd rather just give it to one of y'all if they don't need me to send it back to like correct the order or whatever. So I'll keep y'all posted on that. But yeah. I haven't looked in a few days, but Ego seemed to be the least popular shade. I knew I had to have this one. I did not want the rose gold. Rose gold just doesn't look right on me. I have a rose gold or two, and if I feel like I want to go that route, I can use the ones I have and then be like, oh yeah, I don't really like this on me. But this one, this is right up my alley. I like both versions of this, the more like straight up disco and the more subtle with just a very strong inner corner. Like I've really been getting into not a subtle inner corner, like boom, like huge inner corner spotlight, and then like no discernible shimmer anywhere else. That's kind of been a look that I've been rocking a lot lately. Yeah, I think that these look great. I'm really impressed with the lack of fallout as well, I have to say. I used my finger, which tends to help, but some brands it doesn't. But yeah. Same, Jessica. I want it to look good on me, but it just doesn't. So I was just like, I'm going to stay away from that. The other shade that I ordered, what was it? Ego? Yeah, Ego. It's just like it reminds me of Verushka, which is a discontinued shade. Again, Charlotte Tilbury. These comparisons. But I mean, that's also just a really strong brand reference point for me because I know that brand really well. I have a lot of her products. Verushka was a cream shadow by Charlotte Tilbury that was a grayish green, greenish gray. Ego looks like it would be your like gunmetal smoky gray, but the more I looked at it, the more I started seeing green undertones, and I was just like, I kind of want to try this out. And now here we are. They were like, no. Yeah, Weirdo Mermaid. I actually had brought my little setting spray, but I don't really feel like I need to do. I mean, I guess we can. Why not? We're still here. I was gonna wrap it up, but let's do it before I get out of here. We've already seen what it looks like with just the cream shadow basically on this side, so I'm gonna layer it wet on top on the more bare eye. Really am having to kind of wiggle my brush in this pan to work that product into the bristles. All right, and I'm just using some setting spray here. One hit. I didn't go nuts with that. And I'm going to use the tiny mirror on here. Hopefully you guys will. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing and I'm not blocking shit with a shadow or anything, like the actual shadow from... Okay, listen. Let's just do this. Let's feather that up. Okay, you know what? I think I prefer the application when it's not wet. But I did also use my finger on this side because I feel like it's gone on a bit less intense, ironically, and a bit less evenly. Let's try a little bit more. Where did I put? There it is. Just gonna wiggle that brush in. Spraying her twice now. Okie doke. Yeah, it looks nice, but I don't think it looks nicer. I think I would continue to use it dry and just use my finger. TBH. And I find like I'm not the hugest fan of going in with shadows wet most of the time because then I find it's difficult to blend the edge out. I'm gonna use a little bit more of my bronzer actually. I'm gonna use the TT cheat code. When in doubt, get you some setting powder or bronzer. Blend that edge, honey. All right. So now that I'm looking at it on camera, I think the wet eye does look more intense. I did do that kind of second round where I went in again with it. Yeah, I can see it looks more intense in real life too, to be honest with you. That second layer really took it over the edge. And I double dipped. I hit that setting spray twice on the second round before I reapplied it. This would be killer with a fucking lash. I need a lash, y'all. I need a lash. But I can't be doing all that. It's already stressing me out doing all I'm doing right now. Woo! I'm with you, Ms. Charisse. I think they both look nice, but I prefer this eye. I prefer this eye, but I prefer this cheek because my skin is better over here. All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap it up. I didn't want to be on here too long, and it's already been an hour. That really went fast. Good Lord. With all the conniption fits that I was having, I'm surprised that we got through this at all. But this was fun, and it saved me from having to waste my time filming and editing and uploading a video that no one would have watched. So those of y'all who were here, I'm sure you were appreciative of it because you showed up. So I appreciate y'all. And anyone who doesn't want to watch it isn't here. And that's that on that. But thank y'all. I will keep you posted on what happens with customer service. But if they tell me to just keep this, I will give it away. Here's the caveat. I will give it away on my Instagram because there is just no simple way to do it on YouTube. There's no easy way to get in touch with people. I've done giveaways in YouTube on the past where, you know, I declared winners and literally never heard from them, waited weeks and weeks and weeks. We're not doing it. I'm sorry. So if you want Instagram, that would be the place to find me. And I will keep you updated on whether I get to give this away or not. Hopefully they don't want it back, but if they do, then there won't be a giveaway, will there? But thank y'all for joining me. Stay safe, stay dangerous, never trust anyone with a Morphe code, and thank you for your patience with me as I fumbled my way through not only doing my first ever live stream makeup application, but new software. Your girl bit off too much. Love y'all. Bye.